Hey guys, Abby here. Just want to get an update video out on Cliqly and my numbers and things like that, just so that we can I can keep you guys posted on what I'm doing, what my averages are, how things are working, things like that. So just to update those of you who don't know, last week I pushed my subscribers to hit the next tier. So what that means is, so if we come over here, let's see, I can probably blow that up a little bit. So I was on tier 4 and I got my averages. I have my averages over here. I keep a running total. My average has been, $1.55 for several weeks now. That's pretty much been my average throughout most of tier 4. So I've averaged anywhere from like $1.52 to $1.55. And that has been my tier 4 experience, which means I'm sending 200,000 emails per day. This is where I was. I was sending, I had about, before I did this push before last week, I had about 134,000 subscribers. I was sending 200,000 a day. I decided to buy that combo pack and get the 4 million list building credits. And so I said I was going to push to tier 5 to see if sending 250,000 per day would keep my average the same, would increase it, decrease, things like that. So I just wanted to kind of test that going to the next tier, because in theory, like in what I've seen from other numbers and higher tier people posting, that the averages do dip a little bit. And so yesterday was my first day of posting 250,000. So here's my calculation. And then I did, so if you guys do come to my spreadsheet, you can just easily click over and get the blank template, so that you guys can fill out your own numbers. But this is, so what I did is I sent 250 yesterday. Now this is just one day. So, and I do see like some people talking about their numbers are really tanking. Some of the newer people, up to like 50%. I did see a dip, but nothing like that. So yesterday I made 35.80. I sent 250, and I didn't do any list building yesterday because I'm going to do that today and tomorrow probably. I just do 100,000 a week when I'm just maintaining. So I'll probably send out 100,000 today at some point. Today is actually Tuesday, the 23rd of May. And so when I put these numbers in, this is yesterday's income, which I can show that to you. 35.80, that was yesterday's income. And so I put that in there. I sent 250. I actually made an average of $1.43. So, that dipped a little bit, but I mean, nothing I'm concerned about, because like there were a couple emails that were sent later. So some of those clicks that I think my last send was like 11 last night. So like I could have gotten some clicks that bled into today's numbers. So like maybe today will be, $1.60, and then I'll average my $1.55. But that's what I'm gonna try and figure out. I feel like the numbers are a little bit low, but we'll see at the end of the day. This is where I am. I earn, let me blow this up. All right, so I average $1.55. This is exactly what I was averaging about $31 every single day at tier 4. So if getting to that next tier, and if I maintain $1.55, I should be making $38.75. Yesterday, that isn't what I made. I made $35.80. So I'm a few dollars short of what I should be averaging if I was averaging the same. So we'll see what it is at the end of the day. I don't worry about one day. I worry more about like the overall average. Now, if my overall average dips, to $1.45 at the next tier, then that's kind of what I want to see is, okay, so if I go to tier 6, am I going to now be at $1.35? And then at tier 7, am I going to now be at $1.25? So like that's kind of what you have to watch and figure out with this business, because I have seen some numbers where people posted at tier 10, and I mean, I really, oops, didn't mean to do that. and I really like, I mean, I don't think they're averaging more than about $110 to about $120 per million. So they're only averaging 110 to 125 per 10,000, which seems, fairly low. I mean, my whole goal would be I hope I earn $1.55 when I get to tier 10 so that I, can make $155 a day or whatever. Um, so I just wanted to update you on, the first day of posting 250,000 Cliqly Pro credits. Now today, I already have today, is obviously sending another. Here, I'll change that now. It's sending today, and we'll send another 250 today. So I will get, a 2-day average and see how that goes. I'll have sent 500,000. So, by the end of the week, I'll have a full week of 250, and we'll see where my averages are. And then, of course, I will update you guys. And then I'll probably maintain this for a little bit, and obviously just keep building my slow and steady. Because I think the next level I got to go all the way to 250,000 subs. So, well, and so think about this too. I know like tier jumper gets thrown out there and all that stuff. So when I bought those 4 million credits, I'm only paying, so for every 500,000 I'm sending out, I'm spending $65. So last week I sent 1.8. That's how many it took me to get to that next tier. So I spent $236 to get to the next tier. So I only made $3 more. So I went from 31 to 35. Hopefully I jumped to 38. But like I know they talk about like mountain climbing when you build really hard and then you rest at your tier or whatever. But at this pricing, this is the best pricing I've seen. Like we were paying 3, 4, 5 times this pricing when we were building. But right now with this pricing, it cost me $236. So let's think about that. I was at 136 or 133,000 subs. I went ahead, put in $236 or whatever. I did spend the 526, but I've used 236 of it to build to that next tier. If it maintains around $35, I mean, I only increased, my income $4 a day. I am hoping that it goes back up to this because at least then, I'll make over $7 extra a day. Now, granted, this doesn't count any of the costs, so like that's not necessarily profit. You got to deduct all the building I do for the month with these sends. But that's what so you just have to think about it. I spent $236 to get to the next tier to make an extra $7. So then you got to think like, well, how many days of making $7 extra profit to make back the 200 that I spent to do it. So like those are just things you want to think about as you're building this. Like, okay, is it worth spending 1,000 and how long will it take me to get that back? That's kind of the whole thing I think about. And the reason I never built fast, one, credits were expensive and it was always out of pocket. Like you never were able to use your profits to buy building credits to keep building. Like it was always this constant, you had to put money in to do it. And I just decided I was going slow. There's no way I was, going to try and get to tier 10 when the system wasn't stable. It didn't make any sense. Now that the system is a little bit more stable, I want to see if I scale up, do I maintain my average or am I going to dip? Because like if it does dip every tier you go, and then by the time I get to tier 10, if I'm only averaging $1.25, then I'm making $30 less a day. I am making more money than when I was at tier 4, but my averages are lower, if that makes sense. Now I have seen some new people in the group say that, like their numbers have tanked or whatever, and you just need to kind of monitor that and then email support. If you like, there's nothing any of us can do to fix that. People have asked me if they should stop sending and all that stuff. If you want to stop for like the day, but hopefully they can fix it pretty quick. But it seems to be mostly the newer people because mine dipped a little bit, but I kind of expected it to on my first day. Just because I'm at a new tier and stuff, like I'm hoping that will actually go back up, but we'll see after this week. but people said they were making $20 and now they're making like $8. So yeah, that's a huge tank, of clicks. So you definitely need to probably contact support on that one. But it's one of those things. I mean, we don't control the IPs, we don't control the emails getting delivered. I mean, there isn't really much we control as far as this business and the pricing. I mean, the variable is what do you average, and then what's the cheapest price you can buy it for, so that you can build this business and hopefully have some margin. The better the emails obviously are getting delivered, the better results we're going to get. But again, you don't really have control. There's not, I mean, I just don't think there's a strategy to when you send emails. People were like, should we schedule in the morning? Should we schedule? I mean, and to be honest, you can't really test which emails perform better. I mean, you kind of can, but it's complicated to try and go figure out what emails got the best clicks and all that stuff. So, I mean, the stats just don't really lend you the ability to look at those things. So that's kind of like, you just kind of have to figure that out. And based on your budget, if, your down days, you're not making anything and you want to skip a day, I mean, that's going to have to be those business decisions you make for you. But that's why you want to know your numbers. You know your numbers, your decision making becomes a whole lot easier. So, with that, I just wanted to do a quick video to give you an update on my, tier 4 to tier 5 movement, my averages, things like that. And then also, if you haven't joined the group, join the group. I pin stuff here at the top. And I'm pretty active in this, so like it's pretty easy to get a hold of me and ask questions. I have a live video that I went live, and answered a few things there. I may try and schedule one of those, so just I'll post it in the group. But subscribe to my channel on YouTube, leave me a comment, ask me any questions, join the Facebook group, and we'll try and get this working the best we can for you. And again, if you do see that your clicks tanked a little bit, I would just shoot support an email. But with that, that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys have a good one, and we will talk with you guys soon.